Roleplay Retcon does not own any part of the movies we retcon, nor are we associated with the artists who make them. Also, while most episodes are safe for all listeners, please do check the individual episode descriptions for any content warnings.
The music for this series is by Behold. You can find them on Bandcamp, YouTube, and more.
Previously on Roleplay Retcon does Pacific Rim Uprising. Mech wonderkind Amara Namani and her new squad mates Bon Joyega and Alex Blasius have been chosen as the honor guard for a pivotal Pan-Pacific Defense Corps meeting in Sydney, where top brass will decide whether to keep Jaegers online or replace them with Shao Corporation drone mechs. Although the pilots are only supposed to stand at attention in their mechs, their trainer, Jake Pentecost, and his sister and influential politician, Mako Mori, want them in top shape. So they ran a Jaeger simulator exercise that had them taking out simulated kaiju. They performed brilliantly, impressing both Jake and Mako. Now the pilots have some time to attend to some personal business before the meeting.
Post completion of our training, you've all leveled up, both metaphorically as well as literally in game mechanic terms. So we have gone ahead and everyone has gained a new license level, which is what they are referred to here in Lancer. You always start at license level 0, so we are all now license level 1. So when you gain a license level, you'll pick a cool, fancy new mech that they have in Lancer, and you'll gain the attributes for the first license level of that mech, which lets you pick and choose and all this fun stuff. Why don't we go through real fast and just everyone say what license you picked up?
I picked Raleigh.
Super cool, kind of loading-based mech. It's got a pistol in its chest, though you don't get the actual mech itself until license level 2.
I picked the IPS-N Blackbeard 1.
Blackbeard is a super scary close-range threat with grappling hooks in case you aren't close enough.
Well, I don't even know what mine looks like. I chose the Saladin 1.
Of course, for you veterans out there will know, stands for Harrison Armories. The Saladin is this kind of supporty tank-like thing. It's got all this armor plating over it and these kind of individual segments.
Actually, I think I do remember that I picked the Danny DeVito one on purpose.
It is a little short and stout, if that's what you mean.
And here is its handle, and here is its spout.
We've got some cool new systems and weapons installed that we might see come into play. You've all, as pilots, selected these armaments that are going to be equipped to your Jaegers. Your honor guard, yes, but you still need to be ready, just in case. Even if the threat is just, I don't know, civilian ruffians, that kind of thing. So you've all spent some time in the hangars, retrofitting your Jaegers, getting them all picked out of these new weapons, new abilities. You've really made your Jaegers your own. We're going to enter a period of downtime here. In Lancer, downtime periods are somewhat gamified. We'll take kind of turns like as if it were a board game here. They are an open space for character interaction, but they're also an opportunity for pilots to gather very important resources, allies, information, and more. They are the beginning of the kind of cycle of deployment for missions. When you have downtime, you will pick an activity to do in downtime, which will give you, you'll make a roll corresponding to your downtime activity and try to get something out of it. There's typically a cost involved. You'll either get something out of it, you'll have a neutral result, or you'll only give something up instead. But the more downtime activities we do, the more resources you will slowly accumulate. Going through them briefly here, though. Gather info, straightforward enough. You try to get information on something you're looking for. Get a drink, or get a damn drink, as it's called in the book, is looking for connections or gossip or even reputation for yourself that you can use to phone in favors later.
And staying hydrated.
Staying hydrated, well, I don't know about the hydrational effects of alcohol, but you could just go get a glass of water.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Get a damn drink, but it's just like 1 second, guys. I need to pour myself a crisp, ice cold
It's called a
glass
water
of water.
cooler, and
So
people
true.
used to jaw around it, and we've lost that.
Get creative is working on a project. Typically, this is for the gadgeteer creative types. If you wanted to try to build yourself a weapon or modify a weapon. Why did I say it like that? Modify a weapon.
Modify.
I was going to say mod a
Modify.
weapon, and then I realized it might not be clear. There are mods for weapons. We'll get to those. That takes progress over time to do, so you won't just do it one and done. But if you have a project you'd like to start working on or continue working on, you can do it with Get Creative. Get Focused lets you improve a trigger that you have, which is very cool. Get Organized is to organize like an organization, so not super pertinent for us. Get Connected is to find favors and to meet like specific people. Whereas Get a Damn Drink is like you might run into someone at the bar. Get Connected is like, there was that researcher guy I saw earlier. I want to track him down and make sure I put a name to a face, sort of thing. And then Scrounge Barter is exactly what it sounds like. If you have resources, you can try to get other resources. Why don't we go through one at a time here? Do you guys have an idea of what you would like to do in your downtime period?
I think Alex would like to get focused. He didn't feel like he did too well in the simulations, so he wants to do some combat training. I figure I would try to improve my assault.
Why don't you go ahead and make a roll for me? You have that assault trigger, so we'll use that ish. This is just a flat d20 roll, and then you'll add your bonus.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 2.
Nice, off to a great start.
Plus 2 is 4.
Cool. Doesn't beat a 10.
Doesn't beat a 10.
Alex, yeah, you make your way as you're kind of all getting prepared for this honor guard appointment meeting, and you make your way into the simulator that you were all in before, which is just kind of a disembodied Jaeger head that they strap you into and you guys run simulations through. There's an older cadet there who's maybe not in the Jaeger program proper anymore, but helps kind of run it. And he says, Cadet, did you need something? We're deploying in T-3 here.
Is it 3 minutes already?
No, it's 3 hours, Cadet.
Oh, well then I figure I have some time to train a little bit.
Sure. I can get you hooked up in the simulator. Was there a particular aspect you were hoping to train, or?
I just want to be better.
Many young cadets do, I imagine. Sure, we'll get you hooked up.
Thank you.
They get you strapped in. You're trying to improve your specific assault skill, not like your mech combat prowess, right?
Yes.
Cool. The simulator comes into focus as digital reality comes into existence around you, and you find yourself in a bar with a really angry individual standing across from you. And with a 4, it doesn't go very well.
Nope.
Within minutes, this fake virtual reality figure has you in a headlock, easily twice your size. You're in the simulator suit trying to tap out in a reality that doesn't exist. And the cadet who hooked you up kind of runs in and starts trying to unlatch you, but you're flailing and you smack him in the face and he's like, gets you all fixed up here and released from the simulator. He's like, what happened? What happened?
I don't know why you pulled me out of there. I had him.
Right.
I had him.
Walk it off, cadet. Walk it off.
Yeah. I think I need to go get a damn drink.
Wonderful. No success this time around, but that is all right. Who's up next?
I know we said like get organized wasn't super relatable to us, but I think I do have something for that.
Sure.
I want to go. I'm supposed to like start, run, or improve it, but like, we'll say I go to like like a survivor's sort of group therapy thing. Maybe it's like my turn to sort of run the meeting.
Sure.
It's not like my group. It's just I'm part of the group, and it's my night to like. Maybe that's just a thing they do. Is they like?
Yeah, they pass it around. It's just a community group of various folks who are in the Jaeger initiative for one reason or another.
Maybe there is like a therapist who's there, but that's part of their process. Is they let us like kind of run them, like kind of lead the meetings, and so it's like my night. And like I think at one point I'm gonna kind of be like, so how's everyone feeling about Jaeger program's pretty much going to be gone. No more human pilots. That the chapter's going to be it's going to be behind us. How you all feeling about that?
There's a handful of other individuals here. It's a small group, kind of sitting in chairs in a circle, I imagine. And a younger woman with kind of a short haircut.
Sheila.
Sheila. Some scars across her face. Yeah, you know this individual. This is your someone you've seen walking about the hangar here. And she says, I don't know what to feel. I feel like we've turned our back on humanity somewhat. Getting rid of the Jaeger program is getting rid of the one thing humanity had that made us strong.
Why does it make you feel strong?
The mechs were the one way I felt I was able to fight back against the circumstances of the world that we had been put into. A lot of us who grew up in the Kaiju War, you're just waiting until calamity comes calling and your life is over. But enrolling in the Jaeger initiative, even the way you are here now, gives us an opportunity to change that and to fight back. It was the first real, tangible way we had to make monsters of our own and to make a difference. And I think I feel powerless without it.
If I could just take the talking stick from you for a moment, could I have? It's okay, thank you. My turn.
I like to imagine the talking stick is like an empty magazine for a pistol.
Good. I was trying to think of something funny for it, and nothing was happening. So we'll go cool and interesting instead. I take it, and I go. I respect your feelings on this, Sheila. But I for one, I'm looking forward to us moving past this. I don't. We don't gotta. Humanity doesn't got to be strong against anything else. We can just enjoy each other now. We don't got to get in big robots and shoot at anything anymore. I think that's a good thing.
Another, at risk of making this more complicated for myself, another man in the group here will kind of lean down on his knees and look at you.
Drago? Yeah, go ahead, Drago.
Drago, of course, naturally. And he looks at you and he says, "Mate, sounds like you don't want the Jaeger initiative to continue."
Oh, no, yeah. No, I'm ready to move on. I did doing something else now. I think I'm always ready for something new.
A lot of us have put years of our life. Oh, no, it's Irish again.
That's okay. It's good. It's a good accent.
Mate. It got worse.
Oi, mate.
Oi, mate. A lot of us have put years of our life into this program.
Nope.
And it's the only thing we have.
Well, I think that's why we have these meetings here, Drongo. So we can find something new to do with our lives. Nope. What the fuck was that?
We're on one today. Everyone's doing a really good job.
So we can find something new to do with our lives. No, yeah, that was excellent. That's close enough.
Better. Why don't you go ahead and make a roll for me here? If you have any triggers to add to this, I think this counts as trying to stay cool, maybe.
I even have Be Cool Babies, which is I calm someone else.
Yeah, there you
go. But they must be receptive to the idea their emotions may be clouding their judgment or getting in the way of moving forward, which we're at group. I think maybe they would be. Oh, that's a nat 20.
All right. I'm coming around on it. And you are going to gain a benefit here. Good job. I think that having gotten organized a little bit more, these people, and they, are... I mean, they're people who work in the Jaeger initiative. They're not pilot cadets themselves. But they might be former pilots or just people who have worked closely with the initiative. And I think with that success, you have earned their trust a little bit more. And I think Drongo here is willing to be called upon by you on another situation should you need help. Drongo, of course, as you obviously know, is one of the engineers here. So if you ever need repair helps or sort of last second fixing, you can call on Drongo through your mech back to dispatch and he'll try to help you out.
We hug it out a little bit after
I think everyone hugs it out a little bit. You know, Sheila's a little hesitant. She's a little more standoffish, but everyone kind of brings it in for sure.
It's my turn. Now, Henn, when you were talking about the Get Creative, you kind of glossed over a little bit weapon upgrades. But that's something that I am interested in.
Okay.
I think...
Yeah, fuck you, Henn.
No, that's not... Henn! Not at all, Henn. Not at all.
Ben needs occasional outlets for his own feelings on me. I get it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Also, Jinsu was really rude during my part and interrupted constantly, and I thought I should do it just once.
Anyway, so I think that like Amara is really used to like being in her garage and like upgrading Scrapper and building things, and I think she wants to get back to that. I think she really loves Ironclad Gunsmoke, but I think she's like just itching to like do something interesting. So
sure.
Is that a thing we can explore?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a build that you're wanting to do in mind? Was there a modification you were wanting to make? Some examples. I realize you don't have, none of you have very much experience in the system. If you wanted to like acquire a specific type of weapon, you could build that type of weapon. You could take a weapon you already have maybe and modify it over the course of time to improve it somewhat. Things like you could make a gun more reliable, giving it the reliable tag, or make it more accurate, or do slightly more damage, things like that.
So all of my weapons right now are 5 range, so I think maybe I would like to try and up the range on one of my weapons.
Okay, sure. With the Get Creative downtime activity specifically, these tend to be more of a process. But why don't you go ahead and make a roll for me here? And I think you have some triggers that are relevant to that as well. I think you have, let's see. Yeah, you've got hack or fix. So if you want to add a +2 to the roll. And if we get a success, I'll mark that down. And that can be the first step to making a weapon a bit improved.
I got a 19!
This was for your thermal pistol, right?
Can I do it for the hand cannon?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You, with this roll, absolutely succeed and tinker away in the garage for an amount of time. After a little while, one of the kind of hangar techs comes over, an older woman, and she says, I don't think you have the clearance to be doing that. What are you working on?
Yes. I'm sorry. Excuse me. What was your name?
Bernadette. And your station? I'm a helper out here in the hangar.
Yes, well, I'm Amara Namani. And I am so authorized.
Very authoritative. She takes a second and looks at you and she says, right.
Yes, thank you for checking, though. I appreciate you trying to make sure that everything is shipshape around here, but, I'm just working on my own weapon here, so thank you. And
she'll glance over your shoulder as you're explaining this all to her and see the mech-sized revolver-style pistol you have laid out on this massive table as you're actively kind of taking some time to kind of carve down the revolver chamber so it's a little more smooth, a little more consistent, maybe shoot the bullets just a little bit faster in a way that might give you some extra range. She admires it and she kind of nods, and what might be mistaken for her taking a minute to be like, yeah, whatever, kid, and get out, you see a moment of genuine like, wow, kid knows their stuff. She'll kind of nod, give you a nod of approval, and say, all right, at ease. Turn and leave.
Thank you, Bernadette. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Say hi to Howard for me.
To Howard.
Gross. I was sitting here primed to like make a Burnett Peters joke, and you made a fucking Big Bang Theory joke. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of
I will
yourself.
never be ashamed of myself.
Whenever my friends say bazinga, I tell them it's a hate crime because I'm autistic.
That's correct.
Yes.
Hey, Henn, you're correct about that. Good job.
I am. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, it's Ben. Let's take a little break, huh? I got some things to tell you. Our guest GM for this series is Henn, also known as I Write Robots in all the good corners of the internet. Henn's a science fiction writer, namely Interface, an ongoing sci-fi novel about a college boy, a con artist, and a robot you can find on his website, iwriterobots.com, which I'll link in the episode notes. The first few chapters actually have audio versions, too. He's also pretty big into Magic the Gathering and D&D and makes video essays on YouTube, which is really the thing that got him the gig on Roleplay Retcon. They're pretty good. I'll link to all of this in the episode notes. The soundtrack for this series features Behold, which is spelled with a slash between B and hold. The track up top of this episode is called Uprising, and it's an original piece we commissioned for the series. The rest of the music is from his back catalog. Some of it was made for My First Dungeon, a very good actual play podcast. And some of it is from his latest album, Where They Landed, which is a concept album that combines like spooky sci-fi vibes with Appalachian folk music. You can find all his music on YouTube, Bandcamp, and a bunch of other places. Just Google Behold. Or you can find him on social media as Behold Your Fate. Roleplay Retcon is part of the One Shot Network, which has lots of great shows like the flagship One Shot podcast or System Mastery with Jeff and John, which is sort of like a two-person book club where they read old, weird TTRPGs and make a lot of jokes. Or Skyjack's Courier's Call, an all-ages spinoff of Campaign Skyjacks. Thanks to everyone who came out to the One Shot Patreon drive. If you missed any of it, you can still go to twitch.tv/OneShotRPG and catch the videos, or I believe they are being uploaded to the One Shot YouTube channel. But we've also got a Patreon at patreon.com/roleplayretcon that has bonus Roleplay Retcon content, like Reparty, Alex's game show that's totally not Jeopardy and is about the podcast and a secret bonus subject. I also have a question about the format. I know that you're mid-explanation and maybe this is not the time for questions. But
ask me, Daddy.
So in Jeopardy, and I realize this is not Jeopardy,
yeah,
but
in
Jeopardy, technically, you can answer the question whenever you buzz in, even if the host has not finished reading the question.
Correct. If you buzz in, I will stop reading the question.
Well, what I was going to say, though, is there is this unwritten etiquette in Jeopardy where you do not do that, even though it is not technically against the rules. That you wait until Alex Trebek or Mayam Bialik or Merv Griffin or that other chud finishes the clue.
I will allow your hubris to shine through.
I don't know what that means, Alex.
Pride.
Oh, I mean, I know what the word.
Oh my
hubris
God.
means pride.
That was good. That was good, Alex. Roasted. Boom roasted.
I have been effectively cowed. Congratulations.
Hey heroes, it's James, and One Shot is going to be at Gen Con 2025. And we've got events that you can book tickets to. On Friday at 10 a.m., we have the Ultimate RPG World Building panel with myself, Jeff, and John. On Friday at 11 a.m., we have a live play of Cosmic Century Nights with, again, myself, Jeff, John, and a special guest. Friday at 1 p.m., we have System Mastery Live. That's going to be with Jeff and John, and hey, guess what? Me, a special guest. Then Friday at 8 p.m., we have our RPG game show Netflix and Kill, where we match you up with monsters from various monster manuals. And Friday at 9 p.m., we have a live performance of Oh Captain, My Captain, starring again myself, Jeff and John, and Dylan Appelian. Saturday at 3 p.m., we have the Skyjacks live show. That's going to have me, Nathan Blades, and very likely Tyler Davis, and probably Johnny O'Mara, but not Liz Anderson. Then Saturday at 8:30 p.m., we have the Ultimate RPG Dungeon Meister Pub Trivia Show, where Jeff, John, and I are going to be doing RPG trivia with tons of prizes from our publishing catalogs. All of that is bookable through the Gen Con website. I am so excited to see all of you in 2025.
All right, that's all I got. Back to the episode.
Respectively in your areas here. Bond, you are finishing up this meeting group, helping put chairs away, kind of letting the chatter die down between you, Sheila, and Drongo. Chatter. More chatter. I gotta stop using that word.
We can't do that, Alex. Those guys are dead.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Gen Z did kill those guys. That is true. I was thoroughly enjoying
the one that got killed by the other
Yes, that is correct.
Oops.
Alex, you're kind of getting the stiffness out of your muscles from the simulated violence that was enacted on you that wasn't real, but your brain is convinced it was real. And Amara, you are finishing up the last kind of touches on today's amount of work for this revolver of yours when you guys hear the on-base alarms blare once. Actually, it'll be 2 short bursts. You've heard this before. You heard it in training the other day. You know by now that this means you're being assembled.
Woo, woo.
Pilots, assemble.
I do assemble.
Suit up, team.
I also suit up.
You guys get your gear on. Yeah. Head over to your mechs individually. There's a sort of cafeteria room, which if you've seen the first film, you'll know the coolest speech in the entire film happens in this cafeteria.
Heck yeah.
Mako and Jake are there.
Remember.
Is there a special meal going on?
No. Sorry.
Is there any meal going on?
Absolutely. There's
Just
always
not
a
special.
meal. No. You know what? There probably is something special. This is the big council meeting. I imagine they're probably trying to get people hyped. Yeah, they're serving pot roast.
Oh fuck yeah!
I like pot roast.
All right.
That is a good meal.
That's kind of a heavy meal to go before a mission, but yeah, let's do it.
No one has ever been like pot roast. Fuck yeah, dude.
Here's my secret, Henn. I was gonna say that to whatever you said.
Mako and Jake are kind of standing at the head of the assemblage. Mako, as always, very official looking. She wears kind of the dark blue uniform, one of those little military hats on her head.
She was in the first movie.
What are you talking about, Bond?
I met her. It was cool.
As they approach, I call, "Attention!" And I go to attention.
And everyone who
stand up.
kind of stands up a little bit straighter before she kind of straightens. She says, cadets, thank you all for being here today. Why don't we all give our cadets here a round of applause as people can begin to clap politely. There are some whoops and cheers behind you. Some of the people that are still sitting down.
Woo! Cheers!
Whoop.
People here of the Jaeger Initiative cheer for you all. And Mako says, I want to remind you all that this is an honor. You will be and continue to be the current face of the Jaeger program. Everything we are about to decide, everything we as a program are about to go through as a result of whatever happens at this vote today will be carried on your large mechanical shoulders, as it were. I don't know.
Do we all laugh? Do we all like?
There's a chuckle. It was intended to be humorous.
I don't.
Yes, Alex, ever stoic. Jake also doesn't laugh. I don't know you three particularly well, but you are trainees of my brother now, and that makes you akin to family. The Jaeger program is the closest thing I've ever had to a family. As I'm sure you're aware, our father was the former leader of this initiative. all pilots under our jurisdiction here, we are a family together. And whatever happens, we'll face it together. Now, a bit of information you might not all be aware. We have kept some of you in the dark here as we go towards this council meeting. With single pilot technology becoming widely available, many in the world feel that proxy piloting for Jaegers is the next natural step of innovation for our Jaeger units. It would put less pilots in danger predominantly. That doesn't sit right with me. The Shao Corporation is profiteering in this. They are a privatized military group. They do not have the people's best interest at heart. They are fear-mongering to shut us down, is what they are doing. I won't weigh you all down with the politics of it, but just remember who you are as pilots and remember what it is you're doing here in this program. You aren't investors in our bottom line. You aren't people who have shares in the Jaeger initiative. You're here because you were affected by the Kaiju War and because you want to help people. Or because you were given the chance to help people. And she'll kind of point towards Amara and back towards Jake as well, who kind of scoffs. Remember that when you're out there, you represent all of us, our family. You'll all be the honor guard for this meeting. I have Jake staying behind to be dispatched for you all in case there's an emergency, but ostensibly your job will be to stand and look pretty. You're all dismissed unless there are any questions. All right. Everyone get ready. We ship out in T-2 for Sydney.
Oh.
Is that 2 minutes or 2 hours?
That is 2 hours.
Wow.
Sydney's lovely. You guys are going to love it.
There are a number of other Australians in the initiative as well, given it's all very oceanic.
We're just the best, you know? The best ones. That's us, the Australians.
Yeah.
Kind of thought the other Australians might pipe up and agree with me there, but maybe not.
There's
Australians hate each other.
some murmurs.
Have you met Australians?
Get fucked.
Cincy, what from my accent makes you think I've met any real Australians?
In Lancer, everything that just happened is referred to as the briefing portion of mission deployment. We're going to move from there into our next 2 pre-mission steps. This one is called preparation, where you all tell me the mech and equipment you want to bring with you onto the job. We can partially move past this. You don't have any additional mechs or additional equipment you want to bring. Some point in the future, you might have additional mechs that you decide, I'm going to bring this mech instead of this mech, which we will resolve at that point, called preparation. The next step is more important, and it is why I had us all do downtime activities and why downtime activities are important, and that is called reserves. In Lancer, reserves are when you decide what favors you're going to take with you into a mission, or equipment or bonuses, things like that, that you want to use on this particular mission. So as we take downtime opportunities, you guys will acquire connections, bonuses. Jincy, when you finish your pistol modification, you'll choose to take that with you into combat. If Alex had succeeded in the training, you'd take that with you into combat. And Ben could take with him the connection with Drongo. There's an
it's actually an insult in Australian.
Great. Oh, like you Drongo. I got you.
Yeah. It's not like a super problematic one or anything. No. Yeah.
You fucking
it just means like idiot, but it's actually a bird. Yeah.
Note to self: start naming NPCs after birds.
Do I get Bernadette?
That wasn't a connections roll, but perhaps in the future that isn't a connection you can establish. Those are the pre-mission steps. We're going to move on to what is more important now, which is called boots on the ground, our fancy, fun little Lancer term for deployment. We cut to a scene where we see these massive airlift units, these colossal helicopters kind of attached to all of your Jaegers by these large steel cables. Beneath you, as you guys fly over the city of Sydney, Australia, there are crowds of people who are gathered to see the attendees of this sort of historic council meeting. You see religious groups holding signs, large crowds of citizens who are shouting or cheering. It's kind of unclear exactly who is in favor of this and who isn't.
Bunch of drongos.
Bunch of drongos. Drongo from the Shatterdome is there, and there are dozens of him. He's everywhere.
Gross. I don't like that.
No, it's too late. You've wished it into the world. Now you have to lie with it.
I like that I had to come up with this Drongo negative and Drongo positive.
Of course. Of course.
Are you a Drongo or a Drongo?
Sorry, that got me.
I don't know why it wasn't funny.
No, it got me because I was trying to decide if I wanted to attempt some kind of response to the effect of simultaneously Scottish, Irish, and Australian speech.
Sure.
Oh man, I swear I can do other voices.
I believe you.
Thank you.
And those voices were great.
Yeah, I don't know about
They
that.
were good.
That accent, the Irish, Scottish, is gonna haunt me till the day I die. Every voice I do will become that until the day I die. And it's all Adar's fault. Cool. There are large groups of people here who are here to protest, not necessarily your arrival, but this event that is happening, this council meeting. There are many civilians here that are kind of held back by these like metal fencings and forced by guards posted by the military here. In your ears, dispatch comes over the comms and begins to count down from 3, 2, 1, go for drop. The signal is given, and the massive steel cables that kind of all hold you up are released, and you all untether and drop down onto the street here. Why don't you all make a hold check for me, like we did in training? It is time for our training to pay off, hopefully, and we'll see if you can stay upright.
I got a 10.
I got an 18 plus 1, 19.
You all hit the pavement and kind of take a second to cool action movie pose landing as dispatch comes over the comms and says, just try to stay upright, rookies.
Okay.
We watch as one at a time the various diplomats and company heads arrive at this event in increasingly swanky rides, we'll say. What are you all doing as you stand here in your Jaeger units just trying to look official?
Swanking.
Don't swank on the job.
Jesus.
I'm looking so pretty.
Good.
I am standing stock still.
Well, that's easy if you're in a mech.
My giant scarf fluttering in the wind.
That's not stock still then, now is it?
No, but the rest of me is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The standing part is.
Yeah. You can't choose what the wind is going to do.
Yeah.
Wait, do I have to... I kind of forgot that these mechs are not like you sit in a cockpit with controls. That I'm it moves with me. Like, do I have to stand still at attention for my mech to do that?
Yes. Pacific Rim lore-wise, yes. Lancer lore-wise, no. But Pacific Rim lore, yeah.
Well, but yeah, just for flavor, I think mine is a little loose. It's not as stock still. It's a little more relaxed of a stance, for a robot.
My mech smacks his mech.
That seems like a bad idea.
Stand at attention.
Can't I dodge it?
You know what? Alex, roll me an attack.
Okay. Do I add anything to this attack?
You will. So now you're all license level 1, which means you have your first point of grit. So you will get a +1 to this roll.
17.
That'll beat an evasion of, 8?
It is 8.
Ben, you take 1 point of damage here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Amara is going to, widen her stance a little bit. Feet, shoulder width apart, and her arms are going to be out a little bit. And she's standing at, gunslinger, High noon.
We can almost hear the
Yeah.
Oh no, Jinxie's ult is charged.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it's high noon. Oh, we can't afford the Matthew Mercer cameo.
We're getting there.
I like to picture in these scenarios where pilots, their body is the thing that corresponds to the mech. Any nervous tics you might have translate to this massive metal form that you might not think are very visible, but a multi-story robot like tapping its foot or like jittering just a little bit as you all wait here. I'm going to call for another check here. Why doesn't everybody give me a notice check?
What about read a situation?
I'll allow it.
15.
5.
I got a 19.
Alex and Bon, as you're all standing here, I think, Amara, you're probably just a little focused on that quick draw instinct. You're ready. You feel tense. This is a tense moment. You guys don't know exactly how long you'll be here. Probably close to an hour of just standing, looking good. Bon and Alex, there is a wave of seagulls approaching you. Bon, you're from here, or the area.
Yes.
You've seen plenty of seabirds in your time. You've even seen them swarm, particularly over a crisp chip. But they're all clearly moving away from something as they kind of fly into the heads of your 3 Jaegers.
Oh, that's weird. Where are the little squawkers going?
I want to get on the radio. Be like, Command, I've got a flock of birds flying away from Sector 36 Alpha. Do we have a recon in that particular position?
I feel like they would be like, shut up and stand still.
Negative, Bodkin. Birds tend to do that. Are you sure?
It's pretty weird.
It's pretty weird.
Pretty weird, bud.
I've got a local boy who says it's pretty weird.
A local boy.
We got a local boy here.
That's me. I'm the local boy. I'm on this call too, by the way. Hi. It's me. It's Bon.
It's Bon Joyega.
Affirmative, Lariat. We are aware of your presence.
I'm in this one.
I wave.
Yeah, your mech starts to move.
Yeah.
There are...
I smack him again.
Can I dodge?
Sure, Alex, roll me another attack.
I rolled a 5.
Nice.
Oh, this time I see it coming.
You're wise enough.
I'm like, dream.
Why don't you just roll me a d20?
All right, I'm rolling a d20 for you. I got a 1.
You wave, and the crowds of people that are kind of staring up beneath you all are all kind of like, you got like a
I'm sorry. Hey, are you saying they wave back to me, Henn?
Yeah.
Are you saying
yeah.
they do a wave? I think it's supposed to be a failure on a 1, Henn. Not exactly what I wanted to happen.
I'm aware of how the game works. It was about the response of the waves. What would you rather have? That I say, oh, well, you rolled a 1, so nothing happens and we're moving on.
I actually did think that you were going to have me kill some birds by accident, so I'm pretty glad that didn't happen.
You know what? Now that you said it, yeah, absolutely. You wave directly into a crowd of birds, and dead birds begin to fall on the people below.
Oh, no.
But it doesn't bother me because I'm always cool. I'm like, oh well.
That's not what I meant to do. Sorry, everyone.
Amara is just gonna like ever so slightly shake her head.
So I guess
Just,
the
like,
mech does then, right?
tiniest amount.
Yeah, the mech is ready still, and the mech just kind of like, no.
So are we just doing like a giant version of the Three Stooges?
Yeah.
Is that what these people are seeing?
We'll get to who's on first next episode. You guys hear dispatch groan over the intercom or the radio channel, and I think with that one and with that series of reactions, the voice on dispatch reminds you, cadets, you aren't authorized to move from your current position in time. The birds will clear out eventually, just wait it out.
We understand this dispatch, but I would greatly appreciate if someone sent some sort of recon mission over there. Maybe a drone or...
Hey, can I try to calm him down? Can I try to be cool babies, Alex?
Are you trying to calm Alex down, or are you trying to calm dispatch?
I guess just the situation. I guess Alex, because
it does say babies.
I think it's weird, but Alex is getting like really nervous about it, and I'm not. I don't think I like what would be coming? Like, I don't think there's anything that would be actually happening, and it's not our job to worry about the birds being weird.
Okay.
So I want to try to be cool babies, Alex.
Go for it.
I got a 12 plus 2, 14.
14. Alex, are you wanting to maintain your conviction on this front, or are you all right listening to a teammate that tells you to calm down?
Well, let me try to tell him and see if he...
Be like, Alex, my bud. I know it's a little weird, but what could possibly be? What, is it going to be sharks? We'll be all right if it's sharks.
Could be anything.
No, it can't be anything.
Could be anything. You said it was weird.
It is a little strange, but we're also in 3 very large, big old cars here. Big cars with legs. The birds don't like them. I just killed a whole bunch of them by accident. You saw me?
Yeah, but they were flying toward us, away from something else.
Another thing you learn when you're in...
What scares birds toward big giant
you learn something...
Listen, that's actually a good point.
You learn something when you live in Australia, and it's that birds are dumb. The birds, they're real dumb.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm on Alex's side about this. This all seems weird.
I would like to be cool babies, Amara, please.
You hear a second groan over dispatch. And you hear, like, really unprofessional background chatter as the dispatcher turns around and says, Captain, our cadets are concerned about some birds flying towards them from the south side, towards the coast. And you hear a captain in the background yell back, well, they're cadets. They'll do that. Like, I don't know, Captain. They're just kind of insisting that it's weird. Can we get someone in that direction, maybe? Cadets, we have verified some kind of disturbance in the water towards that sector. The dispatch will authorize one of you to go take a look. Just try to not step on anything vital.
Should we all rock, paper, scissors on our giant necks to see who goes?
I want to stay here if that's okay.
You're the boss, Al. I was just trying to calm your nerves a bit, but I'll do what you say.
Yeah, I feel like you're the captain. I mean, you're not the captain, but you're the best of us, right? So maybe you should go. No offense, Bond. Sorry.
You two, stand your ground here.
Sir, yes, sir.
Keep a weather eye on my 6.
A weather eye.
Yes, on your
And not just
Does
my
that
butt.
mean your butt? Okay, yes, sir.
You should try to make a bit of a good show of it when you leave, because that is mostly, we're supposed to be looking pretty, so try to look pretty, all right?
I'll put some hip swagger into it.
Okay,
Right.
I am going to pivot toward
Oh.
Alex as he's walking away.
Pivoting.
And then Vaughn, you shut up. And then Vaughn, you do your thing, I guess, whatever.
Okay. What am I doing? What? My thing? I just stand
I
here?
don't know. Yes.
Okay.
Keep looking official.
I'm not gonna wave again. That was a bad idea.
I'm gonna go check out this disturbance.
Let's do it in this order here. I need a systems check here from Alex as your kind of sensors for your mech go out. So if you've got any points in the system, otherwise this is just a flat roll +1 for your grit.
H1.
Well, +1 for your grit.
+1 for grit.
Mm-hmm. And then Jency, if I can get a notice check from you, this is different. This is your pilot keeping an eye out.
Okay. And there's nothing I can add to this, right?
Well, you add 1 for your grit. If you've got any triggers that you can add those as well.
But I did just roll a 4, though.
Oh, no. Well, I got a 15 +1 is 16, and then is that it's just 10, right?
Yep, you just need to beat a 10.
I don't need to get any fancier.
Alex,
The smirk on Jency's face right now.
Alex, you don't see it. You don't have anything on sensors as almost the air itself towards this, as you move towards the coast. You can see the Sydney Opera House in the distance as a beautiful set piece that the film tries so hard to focus on. You don't see it as almost like the air itself towards the beach begins to ripple. You're focused on the system scan put out by your Jaeger and don't notice it. Amara, you do pick up the actual ripple of the kind of air around Alex as the water bubbles and a towering, multi-plated, black-clad Jaeger with an orange, almost like molten, glowing faceplate begins to step from the ocean, striding out of the water and toward Alex as well as the rest of the council tower.
Roleplay Retcon's remake of Pacific Rim Uprising is directed by I Write Robots, with Jinsi as Amara Namani, Alex Blasius as Alex Blasius, and Benjamin Gray as Bon Joyega. The soundtrack for this series features Behold. Our logo is by Jeanette Blasius.
Roleplay Retcon is produced by Two Fish in a Jug and is part of the One Shot Network.
Bye kisses.
Hey heroes, it's James, and One Shot is going to be at Gen Con 2025. And we've got events that you can book tickets to. On Friday at 10 a.m., we have the Ultimate RPG World Building panel with myself, Jeff, and John. On Friday at 11 a.m., we have a live play of Cosmic Century Nights with, again, myself, Jeff, John, and a special guest. Friday at 1 p.m., we have System Mastery Live. That's going to be with Jeff and John, and hey, guess what? Me, a special guest. Then Friday at 8 p.m., we have our RPG game show Netflix and Kill, where we match you up with monsters from various monster manuals. And Friday at 9 p.m., we have a live performance of Oh Captain, My Captain, starring again myself, Jeff and John, and Dylan Appelian. Saturday at 3 p.m., we have the Skyjacks live show. That's going to have me, Nathan Blades, and very likely Tyler Davis, and probably Johnny O'Mara, but not Liz Anderson. Then Saturday at 8:30 p.m., we have the Ultimate RPG Dungeon Meister Pub Trivia Show, where Jeff, John, and I are going to be doing RPG trivia with tons of prizes from our publishing catalogs. All of that is bookable through the Gen Con website. I am so excited to see all of you in 2025.